Hey everyone, it is Jack again with Toy Dojo, and today we are back to take a look at the FansToys FT-31a RoadKing, or their take on a Masterpiece styled Motormaster. Now I think they went with the name RoadKing because he always called himself the King of the Road. He also referenced to Optimus as being the old King of the Road, and he felt like he was the King of the Road. So take a look at the box. You got the standard FansToys box, the nice glossy black, nice artwork on the front there. Just RoadKing on this side and on the other side. Bottom, more artwork there. And the back, it's got more, it's probably like early test shots of him because the colors have changed from here to what they are on the figure. Then you got a bio right there of him. So read that if you want to. And then he's got his instruction booklet, which is okay. I mean, it goes through, but again, it's just not as good as maybe like having a video of it. Instructions are always a little bit difficult, especially when they're not just, I don't know, like parts you just can't understand. It says to do this, but then you get to it and you're like, I don't understand that. And right here it talks about, in order to avoid damage, surface, or paint, please don't let parts scratch each other. And it references this part here, talking about that's incorrect below and that's correct above. We'll talk about that whenever we get him out. And then here how to change the face out. The one thing it doesn't talk about combiner stuff, like where to combine when he gets into his combiner mode when they release the other figures. So that's one thing that, and I'm looking at it, I can't really tell myself either, like where is the combiner stuff at. So I guess we'll have to see later on. Then he's got his bio card, of course, like every other figure he comes out with now is a nice bio card. So there's that. Get this stuff out of the way, and let's bring in RoadKing himself right here. And normally FansToys does like styrofoam on styrofoam. So this would be like one giant piece, maybe split into two. You have the figure over here and then this top styrofoam covering it. This one they opted to just put one big piece styrofoam and then cover it with the plastic here. And it still has that nice kind of rubbery plastic deal that covers it to keep it from getting scratched up, so that's good. Getting him out of the box right here. He also comes with an extra face, his sword, or sword, if you want to call it that, and his gun. So let's take a look at these pieces right here. So the sword is nice. It's a, let's see if I can get focused that better. It's got silver paint right here up on the sword part, and on the hilt handle area, it's got just gray molded plastic. This little peg is used for pegging it in truck mode. There's really nowhere in the bot mode to put it, but I found the spot that maybe it could work with. Who knows, like as far as storage besides in the hand. Then you got the nice purple plastic gun. The handle doesn't move, it's just molded just like that. Nice purple plastic again. Storage peg right there. And then he's got an extra face, which is like a screaming kind of a face. And initially I thought this face looked like silver, but as I mess with it more and look at it, and I think that shows right there, you can see it has purple hues, like a light purplish silver, which is good because that was the way his face was in the cartoon. And the nice purple eyes. And this is a screaming face versus just a regular face he has on right now. So let's take a look at him and get him pulled up here. So when he comes out of the box, there's a couple of things. One, the feet are going to be backwards because the weight needs to be placed inside the box. So simply you just turn at the lower portion of the knee right here, spin it around, and you're going to get the legs done just right. And then here's on what I was talking about, the instructions, like have it above this, kind of up here versus below this piece right here. For whatever reasoning, I mean, I don't know, it didn't really make a difference to me. Like I didn't scratch anything, but it's maybe talking about, I don't know what the heck it's talking about scratching, because this is molded plastic, so maybe this here, but I just don't know. So anyways, another thing coming out of the box I noticed is that like on the back, he's got a backpack, obviously, because, I mean, everything transforms into him, and he becomes essentially the same size just about as MP10. So all of this is paneling that folds up. But if you notice these two little pegs right here, out of the box, they came sticking out, but they should be folded in. So you want to do these. And on mine, too, when I brought them out of the box, these weren't connected. But these come up like this. That one comes up. And then here, you take these and just fold those away. If yours came in, there's one on either side. That way you can get that in, and then it kind of snaps in right there and keeps it cleaner. And then these go back down right there and back down right there. And that keeps that backpack just from wobbling around. So again, taking a look at him, he looks pretty good. I was reading some people didn't care for him. They thought he felt or looked a little bit plain. But again, Motormaster wasn't like all flashy in the cartoon. So I think this is a good representation of his cartoon self. So looking at him, we'll look at that face right there. And again, that's the same color, which is kind of like that light purple. And he just has kind of like a straight face instead of the other one where he's like open mouth. And then change out the head itself, or the faceplate. You pull this piece forward, the top helmet. This back one slides backwards. Then you pull off his forehead right here. And then you get to the faceplate and you yank that off as well. And the faceplate actually has 2 peg holes. You see this big one here and then a small one on the top, which go with these 2 right here. So I'm not going to change it to the other one. I'm just going to put this one back. But I just wanted to show you how to take that off, put it on. So there goes that. Put the forehead piece right back on, like this. Then the back piece goes on, and the front piece goes on as well. And the front piece, you know how it goes, because this is the back where this kind of like little slotted spot is, or this kind of whatever you want to call it, spot is. So that slides in right there, and then there that is. As far as head articulation, it's not on a ball joint, so you don't get a whole lot of movement. Like, because of the way this angle is right there, he can look a little bit up. And then as far as down, he doesn't. He just looks kind of straight. So you can look him up, but then like I said, he looks straight. And then no side-to-side tilting. The head does rotate, but on mine, what's weird is like it stops right there. Now, it all depends too, because I spin it around a lot. It's free to move this way, but then like I'll spin it, and it gets stuck. And it's at odd times too. It's not like it's getting stuck at the same spot all the time. So you're gonna see, like right now I'll spin it and it got stuck like that. And then I'll spin it and it's gonna get stuck like backwards. And when I say stuck, like it won't spin anymore. So I don't understand what's going on in there. But I mean, for me, it's no big deal, I guess. Just curious if anybody else has that same issue where the head doesn't like freely spin around both ways. Coming over to the arms, they got a nice strong ratchet going out. Kind of a medium ratchet going forward right there. And then this does, you can make it butterfly out for transformation. This will unpeg. And then you can, if you want to maybe give the arms some more like clearance instead of them being so close to his body, you could essentially, if you wanted to, like pop this piece. And I hate doing this because it feels like I'm going to yank the arm off. But you have to do this for transformation either way. So you just got to be kind of careful when you're on popping this thing. Let's see here. There. So that, you have to do that for transformation, but if you want to, then you pull this piece out. You could essentially just like have it maybe out a little bit, just to kind of give them some more like room right there. See the gap here versus here? It's up to you, it's personal preference. I'm gonna leave that one undone since for transformation I have to do it anyways. Coming to the bicep, he does have a swivel right there at the lower elbow. And then down here, he's got an elbow bend as well. And he's got a nice little elbow sticking out right there. So that's good. And then coming down to the hand rotates 360 degrees, 160, stupid. Rotates around, and then his fingers, they're all articulated right here at the knuckle, and thus will fold down, and each one is articulated right here on this part of the finger. Thumb is on a ball joint, but no articulation right there at the bend. So the weapons, they store fine. They got that little groove right here you can see on the back of the handle, which will slide right into his hand. And he can hold them really well without even closing his fist. So that's good. Same thing with the sword. So when I talked about storage, there's really no storage spot like anywhere on here. Like there's nowhere I can say, okay, I can peg it here or peg it there. But I do have 1, 2, 3 screw holes. There we go. 1, 2, 2. I thought there was 3. Wait, is there? Maybe not. Okay. Well, I guess if I twisted this way, I could, but it's not supposed to be that way. But you got 2 peg holes, so I guess you could put one, like the gun right there. And it doesn't look too bad, because it just looks like he's hanging out on his shoulder. The sword, however, putting it there would probably look silly. I mean, I guess it's not too bad, but it doesn't sit right because this keeps hitting into this. So there's really no good spot for that. I guess unless you spun this around. You know, as far as for like just having him on your shelf, if you didn't want to have him holding his weapons, I guess you could put that sword right inside there. And then you can have it held right there, I guess, if you wanted. But again, just nowhere really to put them besides kind of on those spots in bot mode. All right, getting down to the waist. He does have waist rotation, and it's not hindered by like this here, because I'll show you. He's got also an ab crunch right there. And so even with that ab crunch and getting that backpack kind of out of the way, that rotation of the waist is still kind of limited. So it's not that it's limited because of the backpack, it's just how much movement is in there itself. All right, coming down here, we got these hip skirts that will go up on the front and the side. And these here are used in the transformation, these two pegs, to transform or to hold the panels together. So he's got a friction joint going out to the side, which is decent enough, but this leg is heavy, and so if I were to do that, it would slide back down. And then coming down to the front of it, it's got a nice strong ratchet that will hold his leg up pretty well. So that's good. This will rotate also at the top of the hip right here. If you wanted to, you can rotate that all the way around like so. I don't know if it's just me or my camera seems a little bit dark. We'll see. I'm gonna see if I can adjust the lighting some. Yeah, it might be a little bit too bright. I don't know, we'll see. I'll play with that for a little bit, see how it looks. Spin that back around right there. And then at the knee, we saw it does have a rotation because we did that in the very beginning. And he's got like a double jointed knee as well. So like, and it's for transformation purposes. So that bends right there at the top of the knee. And then it's got a bottom one as well. So you can bend his knee pretty far, like so. Like I said, this is mainly for transformation purposes, but he does have that knee bend you can mess with if you wanted to for his bot mode. Down here on the feet, they do have kind of a, let me get this down a little bit, it seems a little bit too bright. Okay, we'll see how that is. I don't know, my phone updated, and ever since then, like the settings on my camera have been off, and I can't really fix them the way I have them. So anyways, down on the feet, he does have a tilt on the ankle, and a little bit of forward and backwards, just slightly right there. So we can do that. So overall, he has pretty good posability for being a big block, basically, you know. And he's got these here, which are just little fake tires. These hide away, and the real tires, which are going to be right there. And then inside here will come out for everything else. But these will fold away and hide away. This will hide away as well. And even these little headlights here are fake as well. They'll flip over and just give you kind of like the flat black on this as well. And that way the real headlights will pop out, and they're right here on the bottom. So really nice. He's pretty heavy. He's heavier than MP10. He's probably about the weight of your MP Ultra Magnus. If you own Ultra Magnus, you can kind of gauge the weight like that with him. And let's see, what else there to talk about? I think that's it as far as talk about on there. He's got die casts here in the back, and everything is solid too. Like there's nothing where it looks hollow. Everything fills in pretty well on the back, on the legs, underneath. Everything seems pretty solid with regards to how everything is. And it's got nice translucent purple here and up here, and the windshields too. A little bit darker purple there on the windshields. But just overall, I mean, to me, he looks like he stepped out of the Ju-1 cartoon, and I like that. So, all right, well, let's kind of start with transformation then. Actually, no, we're not. I lie. I didn't even do any size comparisons. So let's bring in MP Megs, and this is my infinite transformation one, which is the same as MP Megs. Here is Soundwave, MP Soundwave right there. Here is little Rumble right here. Just if you have Rumble, that version of Rumble right there. And let's see, some larger bots. Speaking of Ultra Magnus, I have him as well. We'll pull him in. And you can see that now Magnus is a lot taller than he is. And then if we want to get with an even taller bot, which would be one of his, not really his brothers, but brothers in FansToys, and that is Phoenix. Now Phoenix is just really tall, makes a lot of these normal MPs look small. So there's Phoenix next to him right there. Let's get him out of the way. And then with regards to other Stunticons, so FansToys is the first one to release like an MP-styled Motormaster. But companies like DX9 and X-Transbots have released some of their figures that are going to be MP-styled. And that is the one for X-Transbots. That's Flip Out. And I think that's too small Because I remember the cartoon, like he's about normally like up to maybe this top line right here, or maybe even up to the top of this little notch right there. And so I feel like he's too small in this regard. And then going to DX9's Henry, I think maybe he's about the better size right there. Still maybe just a hair too small with regards to how I remember them from the cartoon. But we'll see, because I think when FansToys releases theirs, if I'm not mistaken, they were able to make it to where it's MP car sized, like my G2 Sideswipe. And then in robot mode, they're going to be about Henry's size, or maybe a little bit taller, or maybe right at Henry's size. So it's kind of cool they're able to do that. Whereas him in his car mode is bigger than my G2 Sideswipe. His car mode is the same size as this, but he's smaller. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out for them as far as FansToys goes. So there you go with that. And then as far as height, I actually have this little tape measure right here. So we'll go and we'll take a quick measurement of him. So he's at about 10 and 3/4 inches tall, roughly. So he's a pretty good sized bot. And okay, now I think we're done. So let's go ahead and get in the transformation on this guy. And first time doing it, it was a little bit difficult. Second time doing it, it got easier. And it's still a little bit challenging now, just messing with him. So take the hands, fold them in, fold the fist in like so. Open this up here, flipping the fist, close this down, smash this up like so. Come over here, same thing, thumb down, fingers in. Pick this part up, flip the fist in, close it down. Close these up just like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one open as well. So the part that irritates me about this is, like I said, pulling on it, it makes me feel like this is gonna pop off that little spot right there. And essentially what I'm trying to not pull on is that's where I think the ratchet sits in. So when I'm pulling on it, I think I'm pulling the ratchets kind of apart there. So just be mindful of that. So we get these arms, and then we're gonna pop these out right here at this stainless steel, the metal joint right there. Pop it out. And pop that out, the die cast right there. Just kind of leave it like that for right now. We can spin the head around right here. And then we're going to start undoing this backpack piece right here. So just pop these open like so. Pop that up like this. And then when it comes to this backpack piece, you want to take this. So this is kind of like on a butterfly joint where that kind of like spins around. So you want to get that and also kind of pull that down kind of around back underneath itself like so. So I hope that got that in camera. This pulls out like that, and that way you can get all this stuff out. It's got to be, you got to be able to see these two little spots right there. These metal pins. That way you know you did it right. All right, and then coming over here onto the bottom of this, I'm gonna take these bumpers. Let me look down here. So take these bumpers, pop them out like so. Pop this bumper out as well, like so. And this whole piece right here actually is going to rotate around. So this top portion right here is going to spin around. So it's like on this kind of like drive chain. So you want to take that and just spin the whole thing around just like this. So that way now you've got the... Oh, you know what I didn't do? Forgot about that. These have to get popped out. If not, it's going to get in the way. So the way I told you it was incorrect when it came out of the box, I got to actually put them back in that same manner before we start spinning. So now we can spin this around freely. And we're going to get this to where these two are now on the top right there. And he's getting kind of tall on me. Pull this up. Okay. So now once we get that done like this, we're going to focus on getting... Let's get this back here. Forgive the lighting if it keeps getting different stupid colors, because I don't know what the heck's going on with my phone here. So we're going to get this piece here, and what we want to do is we want to separate these open like so. And as we're doing that, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get these pretty much, let's see if that's the way to show them. Yeah, here. So pretty much like just straightened out 100% right there. Like the way this one is here, you want to do the same thing over here on this side, straighten that out. And line that up, because what's going to happen is this peg and then these two right here, these four basically are going to peg in to slots that are right here and right there, and then again right there, and then right there. So in doing that, we take all this, fold it up, make sure it's straightened out, and these two fold together on themselves, or they fold at the same time. So just take them, fold them up. And if you don't get it, you got to straighten them out. Some might be crooked inside there. So once you get that, now just push it in. That way it pegs in. And they'll peg in here, and then like I said, there as well. Okay. So we got this piece here. We can go ahead and take the chest piece right here, and on the bottom of the chest where this little gray spot is, just put your finger under there and flip that up like that. And then you're going to take the arms and rotate these around. Getting too much here. And Magnus, I don't like that you're in my shot, man. I think you keep throwing my focus off, maybe. We'll see. Alright, so these will come around, and then you're going to push, where is that thing? Right here. So when you take this here and you have this popped out, you spin this around, you're going to notice this comes up right here. Okay. So I like to take my finger and put it right here and hold on the back of this, because I got to push this metal piece back down. And if you try to just push it like that, this will spin and then this thing will flip back in. So you take it, and again, I find it easier to do that number right there. Okay. So same thing on the other side. We're going to spin it around like so. Get my finger back underneath here, hold that, and then just press this in right there. And then now when I come to this top piece, I'm going to take these, and I'm going to fold these down like so, and down like so, and these are going to peg into each other right there. So we got the arm situated. And at this point, it might be a good idea to unfold these here, because once you start to transform and move the panels in, if you don't have these out, you're going to end up having to pull it apart to do it again. So, and they may fold down, and that's fine. Just remember to keep them like popped out as we progress with this transformation. So, all right, coming back here to the back, we're just going to go ahead and just like untake all this apart. Just going to accordion it apart. Get everything just undone right there. Get all this done. And all this is just, they're just panels. That's all they are. So you just take everything and unfold it all. Unfold this, unfold that. Same thing over here, we're going to unfold all this paneling right here. And just kind of undo everything. And then right here, it's important right here on this side, and then also on the back side of it right there, are two little filler panels you want to undo. So just pop that one out, like so. And then on that back side, same thing, you're just going to pop it out. Trying to get there from this angle. Actually, you know, I'm sorry. It's actually right next to it. I was thinking about when I had them closed. So it's actually right next to each other when this is all just opened up like that. So these two here. Let's get this opened up. So you got one here, and then the other one right here, right there. And then these are opened up. Okay. So on this portion, you're going to notice when you do this, the head is going to lay, well, actually, pull this part out first. Again, more paneling. There's like so much paneling under this thing, it's ridiculous. So now once you do that, the head itself will kind of sit like flat right inside there, okay? So now we can go ahead and take these pieces here, and we're going to leave this panel just kind of put back right now. So this one here like this, and we're going to take these, and you got 1, 2 pegs right here. They're going to go into this slot and this slot. But before we do that, we want to make sure that this paneling is just completely flat. So you got to mess with it and make sure this is 100% flat, because if it's folded, it's not going to sit in there right. So do the same thing on this side. Just make sure they're all nice and flat. And we can pull this up, and now we can start pegging this stuff in. So that'll peg in and slot in right there. And then same thing on the other side. We're going to take that, and we're going to slot that in just like so. Okay, making sure that this again is straightened out. And then for back here, we can take these, open these up here, open this one up here, and that little peg slot right there is going to take this peg right here. So you just slide that in like so. Same thing over here, slide that one in like that. And then coming up here to the top, this got to come down like this. Okay, coming to the top, this will fold over, and this one will fold over, and they're going to peg into here to those slots there. We'll go there, and as you're doing that, just kind of make sure that they fit, because like this one goes over that one, these two go over that side there. So you want to make sure just to kind of get them both over under at the same time. And once you do that, then you can peg all the stuff in on the top. Come on. Also being mindful of like right here, this spot here. Okay, so this one, it's got to go underneath that if you saw what I did there. Get that. And those will peg in right there. And so now you pretty much have like the back portion of him done. Like I said, this paneling, we'll leave this for right now until we focus on the front better. Okay, just gonna open this just to have it hanging down. All right, so we gotta get this fixed up right there. So on the front half, what we want to do here is we're gonna take one of these legs and we're gonna start messing with it. So we'll take this, fold this up, and then on this side, you've got this section here and this section here. So we're gonna mess with this first. We're gonna take this wheel, the fake wheel, and pull it down and then spin it around this way. And then push that back up right there. So that way that'll be locked in right there. I'm trying to get my camera to be like, not be stupid. Okay. And then from here, we're gonna take this, spin out this wheel here, and this fake headlight here, we can just take that with our fingernail and push down on it, spin it around like this. All right, and this piece here, you're gonna fold that down. This will flip underneath this front piece right there. And now you got this portion of the cab done, okay, for now. So what we wanna do next is we can take this piece here and untab it all right here. Untab here. And then back here on the back, you also have to pull up a little bit on it, like so. That's gonna loosen all this stuff up. Actually, let's fold this out too, as well. So fold that out and then get all this stuff undone. That way that opens this up here and all this stuff can be pulled down like this. And then we gotta also take this part out, but that unfolds out of inside the leg here. So on this portion of the leg here, you can just take this little tire, flip it over, and then take this section here, and it's this black plastic is on this gray plastic, so you just unhinge it, pop it off, and open it up right there, okay? Because that's gonna fold over right here. So let's take that, leave it undone for now. Come over to this section here, and what we wanna do here is we want to, let me get a better angle here, okay. So we wanna take this section here, and we're gonna slide this over, which the gas or the smokestacks, and then pick that smokestack up. And then all this section here is going to kind of get pulled out. So you want to grab it between this black piece and then this die cast here, and just put your finger there, and then grab it, and then start to like pull it downwards, kind of down angled out. And by doing that, you're going to eventually get this pulled out. The tires will kind of rub on the inside there, but it's not going to do any damage. It's just a matter of getting that pulled out. I mean, I say it like it's easy, and it is easy. I don't know why it's being such a pain. I don't think it's not grabbing on anything at all. It should just slide right out. Like I said, it's a little hard at first with the friction, but I mean, once you get it, there you go. Once you get it a couple times, it usually comes out easier than that. So there's that. All right, so down here, you need to fold this kind of back like that, right at this angle here between these two tires, because inside here is a little plastic piece that's going to flip out, and it's going to sit right inside the gas tank right there. So get that and just flip that in the gas tank right there. And you can flip this up right here. This piece here, which was the front part of it, you're going to take it and fold this up, and there's a peg here, a peg hole and a peg hole right there. So take that, fold it up, and then just snap that together right there, and now you're good to go. Okay. Right inside here, you're going to notice my camera stops like going out of focus. There's a door back here, so you want to pop this door out. You can use a fingernail, or if you have a spudger, which I do not, you can use that to just kind of pop that door open. and it's going to sit right behind here to hide the emptiness that's inside there. Okay, so that's pretty much one side done. Let's go ahead and work on the other side. So again, we'll take this and spin these around, just pop this up just to have it loose. Come over here, take this, open this up, close that down, spin the light around here, take the tire, pull it down, spin it around, close it up, open up this tire right here, take this, fold it back, and inside right there, coming to the bottom here, opening this portion up like this, and then loosening all of this here, this whole panel right here, and get that done. Now again, once that's done, this whole section will just kind of pull out right here. And then we're going to repeat the last step we just did over here on the front part right here. So we'll take the smokestack, flip it over, slide it up, and then again, let's see if this is easier. Just take this section here and just rotate that out. Yeah, see, that was a lot easier. Then again, coming back down here, pulling this tab out right here, that's going to sit inside that smokestack right there. Like, you have to have it just right, or if not, it's going to rub up against the tires and you won't get it. So let's see here. Come on, man. There we go. And that'll just slide right there and then hold into place right there. Okay. Then again, take this section here, rotate it up, and then peg it in to those two peg spots right there. And now we're getting it look even better. Okay. So this part here, we'll talk about here as far as for the leg rotation I mentioned that it had like 2 spots on the knees where they had the joints. So before we get into that, we're going to open up the hip skirts on the tops, on the fronts and the sides. And these side hip skirts, like I mentioned earlier, are going to serve as peg spots. So these 2 peg slots here will peg into these pegs right here. And then coming down here, we want to grab this stuff right here on the bottom. And this needs to get flipped around right here on this die cast piece. Flip that around, because this is going to end up going here and pegging into here. So you want to make sure that's similar to that right there. Okay. And then on the bottom here of this, there's this kind of like little piston area here that just kind of flaps. It's got a plastic peg on it that goes into this die cast piece here. So you take that and just peg that in. Now getting it back out is a pain in the neck because like it sits in there so firmly. I found the best way to do it is to get something like plastic, like a spudger if you have one or something, and just start right here, push it through right there as far as you can to kind of get it loose, and then pop it out. Because if not, you try and just pull it here, you're not going to get it, and you may end up kind of snapping that plastic. So I wouldn't advise doing it that way. I'd try to do it like the way I said right there. Okay. So there's that one. Let's do the same thing over here. We're going to get this thing rotated around like so. Come on, man. There we go. And then the same thing here. Get this little piece here. And that's going to peg into this spot right here. All right. That's going to like that, yep. Okay. I had it upside down there for a minute. So now, these here, you got to make use of this double joint in the knee. So the first one, you're going to bend it at the top portion all the way down as much as possible, because this angled spot right here is going to fit right underneath this arm right here. Okay, make sure these are pushed all the way back as well, these hip skirts. So once you get it down all the way, you rotate that up and then get it down again and then rotate it up, and it's going to sit underneath this portion of the arm right there. Just like that, so where it sits flat. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side as well. And sometimes like it may be misaligned as you're doing it, and that's fine. You can just adjust it as you get further in the process of putting the panels on. So again, rotate these all the way down, like so. pull that up. And then again, just make sure you're getting it all the way down 100% before you get underneath there. And then take that, put it underneath. And they should essentially sit the same. You should be able to notice that they have the same, you know, sits flush right there. And these on the top are going to be the same as well. Okay, just like that. So once it's all squared off, then you know you got it correctly. Okay. So now let's go ahead and we're going to start messing with putting this front piece together. So I'm going to turn it upside down. And you may have to rotate these depending on if you got them right side up or not. And then these are going to start pegging in together. So here we got a peg with a peg hole. And then like another one right here that goes into this side. And then here that goes into right over here. So just get it all, and then I think there's the front one there that goes there, and then vice versa. So just get all that and just peg it together. There we go. Now the one thing I will say is that this back peg here, like, will not stay together inside here. And I've tried and I couldn't get it, and I was like, well, maybe I'm doing it wrong. So I looked at another review, and same thing. They don't stay together for whatever reason. Don't know what that reasoning is, but they just won't stay together. So, all right. And then right here, you got this piece that's going to flip around. There's a peg on the bottom of here that's going to send to that peg hole right there. Just slide that around. And peg that into that spot right there. Where is it? Come on, man. There it goes, right there. All right, we're starting to get it. Starting to make more sense. Okay. So pretty much he's almost done. We just got to get all the panels and fold them in. And then right here, you can notice that it's kind of slanted a little bit. So we want to get this stuff here and rotate this portion of the knee, the bottom part, out like, probably like a click right there. And the other one, about the same, about a click. And then all this is gonna push together as well, and it's gonna sit in together. Just like so, okay? And then you can start getting the panels and putting them together. This panel, like I said, will fold up. This panel will open up, and this is gonna fold into the back, as well as this will fold down. Look at that, fold that down. Same thing on the other side, flip this one up, pull this out, fold that one down. And now it's just a matter of getting all these panels lined up just right. And on the bottom, I'll do it right now just because. So like this panel is going to fold down right here. This black panel. And this black panel here will fold down. And you can just start getting all these panels and putting them together. These panels are not very fun to mess with, to be honest. Because it's hollow inside, like the panels themselves, when you start pushing on them, because they're hollow, they kind of like push apart when you start messing with them. And then the fact that this thing keeps bending right here doesn't make it any easier as well. So it's going to take me a little bit of time, but you can either fast forward it if you want to, or just continue watching until I get this done. And it kind of helps too, I guess, if I can get these pegged here. That way it keeps this kind of straight without having it flipping in and out right here in the front. Fold that down as well. Get that on the top. There we go, that's going to help out some. Okay. And these panels are going to come here on the side And again, just get everything situated just right inside there. Okay, there's that one. Come around here, do the same thing on this side. And you're gonna do a lot of cleanup. Things may pop open and this and that, and that's fine. But just alright, so now let's get these panels here. I'm gonna close these up. And so, like mentioned, these two will go into those slots right there, and these two are gonna go onto these right here, which are the hip skirts. And again, making sure that this whole panel, you can see it's kind of off here, it's gotta be straightened out 100%. Get all that. These will fold up here. This one will fold down. That's going to sit right inside there like that. Same thing over here. Take that one, fold it around, get that down, flatten that out. And just get all these panels together. And again, these panels are just, sometimes can be a pain in the neck. So, and like I said, these end up having to pop down too. So that's another thing to be watchful of, if these little things don't flip down like they did again on me. This side here, put this around. Find it easier to find the actual spots right here and then peg that in right there. That way that's in, and then you can kind of work the rest of the way over like that. Get these pieces under where they need to go. Panels. I mean, he's a nice figure, but the freaking panels are a joke. Alright, this side's pretty much done. But I feel like when I mess with the other side, something's going to come undone. Because why wouldn't it, right? And actually, I will figure out one thing on this side, but it should be pretty easy to get out. I did it for the one side, but not for the other. Okay, grab this one. Let's get that. Find these two peg spots right there. Peg those in. Peg that in here. Come there. Grab this last piece here. Come on. You stupid, did it again. This thing right here. Grr. Okay. Jeez Louise, if that wasn't such a pain in the neck. But yeah, I think anybody that makes a Motormaster is going to have that issue. Alright, so the one thing I forgot to do on this side here is this little door. I got this one out, but I forgot to get this one out. But it's simple enough that it's got the little spot there you can put your finger in. If I can find that little spot. Yeah, just slide it out. And then you can come to the front right there and use your finger to help push it out as well. And then just kind of bend it out. There we go. Close it up, smash it together. And pretty much you are done. Holy cow, that took a while. Alright, but there is RoadKing and or Menasor in his combined mode, or his vehicle mode rather, I should say. And I like it. I think it's nice. Barring the issues I had with getting these panelings done, and maybe you'll find an easier way of doing it. I kind of went off the instructions a little bit, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going to stop going off the instructions, because like I was getting frustrated on the way some of them were written. So, there he is. Again, just go around making sure everything is just flattened out. But I mean, he's really nice. He's a cool truck. It looks like Motormaster from the cartoon. Even the parts where like this kind of looks a little off right here. Yeah, I think Motormaster in the cartoon also kind of looked a little off, so he's pretty neat. He is hollow underneath in a few spots. Right here is hollow. Right here is hollow as well. The cab, it won't like disconnect by itself. You can't just take it off if you want to have a free roaming Motormaster cab running around. But I think if you take these screws off, you might be able to do that, but I'm not going to try that, so it doesn't say in the instructions. So there's that. It does rotate around. You can get them rotated just like that. You can rotate around the other way if you want. The instructions tell you to push the cab back as far as it'll go, which is right there. You can have it out like that if you want to, whatever. And it rolls really fine. It rolls really well. The back portion, he doesn't have much room inside of his trailer. And I'll show you that. I'm just going to pop this one up right here. Pop that up. And you can see right there in the inside, he's only got so much room inside there. Let's see if I can show that. Yeah, he's only got so much room inside there. You can see Motormaster's head sticking out of there. So you can't fit any cars inside there, which is unfortunate. But again, in order to make this thing work right, they had to be able to do all that and sacrifice in certain areas. So there's that. Size comparison, here he is with my G2 Sideswipe. Let me zoom back out. G2 Sideswipe right here. So it's a pretty good scale right there. And he did yesterday. Huh. Yeah, yesterday I was able to get him and just slide him right underneath there. I don't know what the heck. Well, maybe Sidecrack, he grew overnight, because like yesterday I was able to get him and just slide him right under. There he goes. He slides under. Maybe it's depending on where you go, but I think that's pretty accurate, because I think Lamborghini should be able to go underneath a semi. So here's the Sideswipe, and then for last comparisons, I've got MP10. I'm going to bring him up right now. There he is with MP10, or mine's a Hasbro version, but still Masterpiece Optimus right there. And from trailer to trailer, or from trailer to front of the cab, Optimus is going to be larger. You can tell because of, let me pull them backwards so you can see a better angle. But I have them back to back here, but Optimus's trailer is a lot longer here. It's a little bit taller as well. And then the cabs themselves are about the same size, like in terms of like width, and then height. Prime's a little bit taller from here to here, but he's taller because of this extra sleeper cab right here. So smokestacks are about even in terms of the height of the smokestacks as well. When it comes to the width of the trailers, you can see that Prime's trailer is wider than RoadKing's is right there as well. And I have that tape measure. Let's see. So Prime's trailer is about 3 and a little bit over the half mark. That next line, I was bad at this, so measurements. There's 3 and then that line right there. Whereas RoadKing is right at about 3. So Prime's about a ½ inch wider than he is. And then the cabs, let's see, I'm just curious. Prime is about 2 3/4. And he is about the same. So width, like I said, they're about the same on that. And pretty neat. Pull Prime out of the way here. And let's look at him. I do dig this chrome right here in the front. That looks really nice. Nice and chromed out here. If this would have been chrome right here, it would have been better. But I understand because that transforms. I probably would have experienced paint chipping, which is probably why I didn't go there with that. I like the fake headlights right here. How the fake wheels hide away. This looks really cool. I think this chrome and this chrome would have been okay. But again, I think because of the way it transforms, you might scratch it up. The wheels are silver as well. Again, like to have seen those chrome, but whatever. And his back bumper too. And this one I didn't feel like would have experienced any kind of scraping or anything. So it'd have been nice to see that chrome to match the front. But they give us some translucent red taillights, so that's cool. He's got a spot to put the Decepticon logo on both sides. One here, and then one on the other side as well. And the one thing it didn't show in the instructions, and I still do not know what the heck they're for, but right down in here, I'm going to put my camera up, but right down in here, there's those 2 chromed out bits right here. And they don't serve any purpose. They do flip open, but they don't serve a purpose in robot mode, nor do they serve a purpose in this mode here. So I'm kind of curious as to why they included them. Maybe that's going to be a combiner spot when he combines. I don't know, but they just kind of flip open. See if I can do one easily. Yeah, so you can see that one kind of flips up. Let me pull this up just so we can see it better. So that flips up right there, and I don't know why. Like, it doesn't serve a purpose, so it's kind of curious as to what that's for. And it's chromed out, so if it was supposed to be for a combiner port, I mean, that'd get all scratched up. But anyways, maybe that's what it's for. Who knows? So, all right, you guys. Well, that is it. It was a long video, but he is a bit of a bear to transform, and I hope you stuck with me the whole time. Like I said, if not, you fast forwarded through all the paneling put together and things like that. I'm gonna put a link in the description below where you can order this guy from at Toy Dojo if you want to pick him up. I highly recommend him. I'm gonna pick him up. I'm also going with these guys here just because I kind of like them, but I'm gonna get his full set whenever he's available. And oh, last thing actually I didn't show. Storage space for these. I'm sure you guys know where these go, but still I'll show it. So you can take one, put it in here at the bottom, like so. So on this side here, it's one of these two spots. Yeah, right there. And the other one, take it and peg it in right there. And that doesn't hinder his transformation or his riding ability. He's still able to just mosey along, no big deal. So all right, that's it, you guys. Thanks again for watching. As always, until next time, stay safe.